So if we see the code, let's start. Okay, so today is 22nd December. Okay, so we'll start with the same continuation. We have to finish that events project today, not today, in a couple of days. And let's see. So if I see the package.json file, I'm running the server and the client. Generally, this server should be run on the development, and the production should be the separate. And you should make sure you have the client folder inside it. See, I have client folder inside the root folder. If you don't have client folder, then this client part will fail and you will get error. So you have to just make sure that client folder is there. Okay, let's go next. Inside the client folder. We are inside this home.jx6 and my index.js on the root side. So I put this 2 version. If it is production, use this one. Otherwise, use this one. Since you should not use this one because this is my server and I will not be running it like this in my server, so it will fail for you. So if you have your own server, then you can put it here. Otherwise, you do it only local testing. I'm just removing this part. I'll be putting only the local part. And I'll be using 7, port number 7. And same thing I will change in my client side. I have index.js and here I'll use 7 here. Okay, so this is something I changed at both the places. Now let's see. I'm running the npm run dev again. So it's saying unable to connect to localhost once pass. Something is not right. So here also I have to change to 7. Okay, now it looks good. Okay, so now we have 2 events running. Now we have to do a few things, like what things we have to do. We should be able to edit it. We should be able to delete it. We should be able to see the detail page. And yeah, these 3 things are pending, which we will do today, tomorrow. And we are doing the events part. So I will give as a task to you to do other projects similar to what we did events. You have to do other projects like like one of the person will get different one and another one will get different one. So I'll assign today. So I will assign who will do which project. Okay, so right now you can start doing till we complete the edit delete detail. You can start doing the other stuffs. So I see Ram in the call. So for him, I see there is a lessons kind of thing. So he will do lessons part. Okay, so can you see the lessons here? Okay, so you will do this lessons part. Another one, let's see, another one was Rajani, I don't know how you spell it. So you will do this housing part, apartment housing. If I click apartment housing, I do not expect you to show the image kind of thing. You can show same thing like this, but the form and other things should be for the housing. I'm just putting it here. Housing. Okay, so next will be next is Anand. Okay, I'm just putting the name who was online. So he will do this right share. Okay, this right share. So you have to complete by next Sunday. So I will, and give me the Git repo on Sunday night till Sunday. What is the date? Let's see the date. Sunday is 27th. 27th. We have to do similarly as we did events, but the form fields will be different. So this lessons will have different fields, housing will have different fields, right share will have different fields. Okay, next will be the Nitesh. Let's check what he can do. This gigs, if you go in the gigs, there is a computer gigs. So I want you to do this computer gigs. Okay, let's do another one. Madhu. Okay. Okay, so lessons is this one. And if you want to post the lessons, you can go here and post. In the post, you can choose any location. You don't have to follow the Craigslist. You have to follow the events project which we did. You have to follow it the same way. And here you have to go to services offered. And services offered, you have the lessons, this one. So it is in services and then lessons. And you can directly go to housing and you have right share, gigs, computer. We'll go one by one where you will find housing or right share. Let me give the task first and then So Madhu will do this for sale part, you know. So maybe only take one of it, or let's take furniture. Uh, okay, so this furniture part you can take for sale furniture. Okay, who is next? Piyush. Okay, Piyush. Let's take the Piyush one. This local news. You can go with the local news. Okay, so next is the local news. Sorry. Next, who is next? Okay, next is Ole. Okay, next, let's see what Ole will do. Yeah, you can take the jobs part. In the jobs, you can just take one of the job, medical, healthcare. Okay, so let's take the jobs part. Since COVID is nowadays very advertised, media advertised, so you can take the COVID one. So I said healthcare. Okay, so this is for all. Now we will go in the post section to see where exactly the lessons will be. So in the lessons will be in the services lesson. Let's see the housing. Where will be the housing? So these are the two things: housing offered and housing wanted. So you will do only the housing offered. Offered means you have the place and you want to sell the housing part. So in that housing also, just go for the apartment and housing for rent. Okay, so this part field will change. You know, if you have seen the events, you don't have this kind of fields, so you have to add these fields. So where we went to housing offered, then okay, then we went to the apartment and housing for rent, and then okay, so then we have different fields. So this part, contact info, you can just put a simple text box as we have in the this one, in our event one. So I put the contact info is like just one text box. You should also put tags, and then this is not needed. Phone text is not needed. Location, we have already our location. You can use simple location box or map box, whatever you prefer. You can put the fees, you put this posting detail, title, description, and all. Okay, let's take another one, right share. Okay, let's try to post in the right share. Okay, so for right share, we have to go to community, and inside the community we have the right share. So we have the, I'm just showing you for you to see how the form is there. In our case, you will just make your website like RightShare. Here it's saying events, you'll say RightShare. Rest everything will be same, only the form will be different. So since the form will be different, the search part will also be different. And based on the form, you have to build your search part, and this part will also be different because here we have start date, end date, but in the RightShare we don't have start date, end date, so you have to change a little bit this part. Okay, so in the community we have RightShare. Let's see the sale for Geeks computer. Let's see where is the Geeks computer. Okay, let's post it. Okay, so it's a gig is here, gig offered. So you have to go to gig offered, and then I want to hire someone. So this is the one. I want to hire someone. And then there will be computer gig. So this one has only one field, no pay, and a compensation. The rest of the thing are simple. Okay, then it will be computer gig. Let's see where we can see the sale furniture. So you'll go by sale by owner. So let's go by sale by owner. And then we'll go to the furniture. Okay, and then we have the form. So you will be adding these additional details: make, model, size, language, condition. So right now this make is purely text box, and if you know all the makes, you can make the select box also. It's up to you if you want to make select box, and based on the make you can change the model also. So depending on what you can add more or change it, it's up to you. Otherwise you can make simple like this also. Yeah, this is the sale by owner furniture. Okay, let's take this local news. It will be inside the community. We have the local news. And this one has not much thing. So you can also add, we build YouTube one. If you see, we build one of the project we build is get image, get YouTube, get file. So in the local news you can add image and YouTube also, so that user can give the news with the image and YouTube URL. So maybe this is addition which is not given here. You can add more things also, like all these three things. It's up to you, or you make this simple one. Okay, next is jobs, healthcare. Let's see where is jobs. So it is a job offered. And we'll check the healthcare. We are not charging anything, we are just building it. Healthcare, and then you can right now we have only the compensation part. So you can make this one employment type. You can make employment type compensation. Okay, so whatever you like, you can put it. Okay, so after on Monday, I will check this, and next Monday you will get another one. Okay, so you will get another. Maybe Anand will get something different. Nitesh will get different. So whatever will be, we'll check that one. So let me save this one. Okay, I'll save. I'll create here task.txt. In the task.txt, I will save. And today is 22nd December. So it will be similar what we did in events. Only thing you have to just change the form field and display those form fields. That's the only change. So I'll check this on. You have to submit this Sunday night, and I'll check whenever I get time, and then I will discuss all this one with you. So I'll see which things you have done nicely, and which things you missed the things. Whatever you do, we'll discuss that. Okay, let's complete our events. So everyone is free to add more form items, whatever you feel. Just don't look into the Craigslist. You can, from your mind, you can think more field also and add that. Okay, so we are on the home page. Okay, give me 1 minute. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Let's do this one. So we have right now, we have this page. So when I click this title, I should go to detail page, and I will give few links below this San Francisco that I want to edit it or I want to delete it. So these two things I have to do now. So first thing is, this is the title. So I have to give this title the link to the detail page. So let's see if we have a detail page routing. So right now we don't have detail page routing. So I will create the detail page routing here. So let me add edit. I am adding edit one, and I'll add it detail one. So we have to create the routing. So first I'll call the component, and then okay, so then I will add the routing part here. So one will be edit, delete, detail. So here I'll say detail, and detail should have some ID, which I will pass after detail. I'll say colon ID. So when I want to pass something dynamic, because each post will be having different ID, so I will put colon before that one. If I'm putting colon, that means this ID is a dynamic part, and I can change based on the ID which I have for each one. So I'll call the detail component for the detail. Here I will call the edit component, and here routing I'll say edit, and I'll pass the ID. And here I'll call the delete component. Delete also will have the ID. Okay, so now we got the routing done. We'll go to we'll go to this one, and we'll give the link to this title. So to give that link to the title, I have to call link from the React router DOM. So here I'll say import link from React router DOM. Okay. I can also give a tag, but with a tag, I can also give a tag, but with a tag, the page will load again, which I don't want. So I'll use the link tag, and where I want to go, I want to go to detail and some ID. Okay. So since the ID is the dynamic part, we cannot put double quote here. We have to use curly bracket, and inside the curly bracket, the backtick. And in the backtick, I'll say detail, and then I have to pass the dynamic variable name. So to put the variable name, I'll start with the $sign and curly bracket. And inside the curly bracket, I'll put the variable name, and that is item.id. That is this one. Okay, so when I say item.id, when I click this title, it will go to this link. Since it is dynamic, I will put it in the backtick, and variable has to be put inside the $curly bracket. This is the ES6 version of building the string. So now you will see both have the link on it, and if I mouse over, look at here on this side, on the base left side, you will see the detail and detail ID is displaying. I can show you. Okay. So when I click it, you will see I'm getting detail and the ID. If I click the second one, I'm getting different ID. So based on the ID which we have here, I am passing it here. It is C2. C2 means the top one. Next is the ZK. Oh, sorry, it got closed. ZK means that is the first one. So based on the ID, we want to display the detail part to the user. I will also add two links. I will also add two links, which will be edit and delete part. Okay, so let's add two links also. Okay, let me copy the top div and I'll put it inside. Okay, let me copy the top div. Okay, I have div here, which is ending here. Okay, let's add one div. And in this div, I'll remove the font size. So I will give one link which will go to edit page. And I'll also give one link which will go to delete one. And I'll separate them. I'll separate them with the pipeline. So I have edit link and delete link. I'll give some styling to make it little smaller. Okay, so this edit and delete link, and this should be visible to only the owner of this post. It should not be visible to everyone. That we will fix later. Right now, I just gave the link, but we have to check if the user is same as one who has created this post. Then only show these two things. So this part will do after some time, maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. So when I click edit, it goes to the edit link. When I click delete, it goes to the delete link. So now we will be doing the detail page. Okay, we'll start today and then we will complete as it goes. Okay, let's start the detail page. So the first thing which I will see in the detail is what is the props coming. Okay, let's check the props. If I go to this one, so you will see the props on detail page are we have the history, location, match, user, and the static context. So we are concerned with the first thing which we are concerned with this ID part. Okay, so we should have this ID because based on this ID, I will grab the details of this ID. So if I want a location or whatever I want, based on this ID, I will grab it from the database. So I need the ID. So I will say constant ID equal to props.match.params.id. You will see it is inside the props.match.params.id. So whatever you give in the routing, that is .id, will be appearing inside this one, inside the params ID. So this is the place where you will get this variable, the ID which you mentioned it here. Okay, so this is the one part. I also want history part for redirection purpose. So I will add one more variable, props.history. Okay, so we got the two variables now. Since I want to display all the details which I got in the add page, I should have this initial data similar to the add page. So I will copy this initial data inside my detail page. So next thing will be to get the form values. I'll do console.log. ID is ID and the form values is form values. So we have the ID and the form value. Form values are empty, but we have to fill with the database or whatever we have saved it. So the next task is to update this form value with the values which we have in the database. To do that, I'll use the React use effect. And here I will pass the ID, that is this ID. And here I will call the database query. Here I will call the database query to get this data. And similarly, as we have the add page or we have the home page, inside the home page we have called this clear session storage if there is some problem in the session. So we have to call same thing in the detail page also. Since we will be calling the parse, so I want the parse also in detail page. The next thing is we need to call the database with this ID to get the detail page, this information. So inside this use effect, I will call one asynchronous function called as process. And I'll call this function. Now, why I call this process function? I could have written asynchronous here in the use effect. The answer is asynchronous will not work here in the use effect. I cannot write asynchronous here. It is not allowed. And that is the reason I am calling another function. And whenever we have asynchronous function, you have to use the try catch block. I'll use try catch block here. Okay, so this is a try catch block. And inside the try block, inside the catch block, I'll just write down console.log error is error. And inside the try block, I'll go and call the database and get the results. So I'll say constant query equal to new parse.query, and I'll give the table name. So what is the table name? I get this table name from the config. So same thing, I'll go here in detail. I'll get the table name from the config, and this table name is called here. After I did this query, I will say query dot equal to, and I have to check check this object ID. So I'll say object ID, and I'll pass a value. Value is the ID which we get from the URL. If we don't get any results, and okay, so first I have to save this in the results. So I'll create a variable called as results, and that will cause await query dot first, because we want only one result. So I'll do the first. If I want all results, I will do the find. But since here I want only the one result, I will say first. And if I don't get this results, I will redirect user to the home page. So I'll say h3.push, and I'll send him to the home page, and I'll return it. So if I don't get result, I don't want to show anything. I will send him back to the home page. And if I get the results, I'll do console.log of results. Okay, so let's check this now. So you will see I got the results because we have this ID. What if I put some different ID which does not exist in our database? Since that ID doesn't exist, I was redirected to the home page. So I pass the correct ID. I am on the detail page and I can see the results. So here in the attributes, I get all the data for this post, and I will update this form value with the results which we get it. Because when I want to display here something, I'll be using these form values to display the details. So let's update this form value with the results. So here I will say await. No need to say await right now. So I'll say set form values. So this is the set form values, and it will give an arrow function, and here I will get some previous value. So whatever the previous value is there, I will get here as a parameter when I pass arrow function here. So this is by default given by given by the React. So this FE, what will this FE? Let's console.log for this FE. FE will be nothing but this one, initial data, this one. And I have to return also something, an object. Right now I'll just return FE. So let's see what is FE. So I'll refresh the page. So you will see the FE. FE is nothing but the initial data which we have inside the form value. And I'm just passing the initial value, and I will update with the new data which is coming in the results as follows. So I'll say, so one of the field which I get in the results is this ID, which is not available here in this part. So let's update the ID also. So I'll say ID is results.id, and then I'll say title. Title will be results. So to get any value, I have to say, wait, I'll show you. Since I added ID, you will see ID also here in the form value now. But if you see the results, all the values are inside this attribute. And if I have to get any value like description or title, I will use the syntax like this. I will say title equal to results dot get title. For description, I'll grab everything and then each one I'll get in this format. Location will come here as location, description will come here description, categories will come here as categories, event start date will come as event start date, event end date will come as event end date, contact details will come as contact details, tags will come as the tag. So I got all the key value pair and I update the set form value, and now the new form value will be from the database which we get it here. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, so if I see the form value now, I will see the categories which is in the database, contact detail, description, event start date, event end date, ID, location, tag, title, everything is updated from the database. Now the next task is to display this data on the detail page, which we will do tomorrow. So for today, that's only the thing we did. We took the data from the database and we updated our local variable. So from tomorrow, we will take this local variable and display the detail page here. That's it for today.